Reports have come out today suggest that Manchester United and Rashford could be parting ways. Rashford wants out of the club that gave him his big opportunity. Is this right? That is what we're going to be discussing. And what kind of clubs could we see Rashford visiting or going to? It's going to be really interesting to see how this all unfolds. We haven't seen anything like this from Marcus Rashford. Somebody who has confessed his love for the club and the fact that they gave him his chance under Louis van Gaal so many years back. What is going to happen? We will discuss that in this video, so smash that like button and do subscribe if you are new to the channel. But where do I start? Marcus Rashford this season, playing 18 games, 4 goals and 2 assists. It's a pretty solid season when you look at numbers-wise. So six goal contributions in 8 games, 1 every 3. It's not horrific. It's not brilliant. You'd expect more from somebody like Marcus Rashford, but we see with players, everyone dips in and out of form, and it doesn't help when the side in Man United are having a torrid season. They are currently sat 5th in the league after they got absolutely demolished against Manchester City, and the lowest of blows that was given to Marcus Rashford in the fact that he was dropped for this game. And we remember in the past, Marcus Rashford was always great in derbies, a game that meant so much to him. And how has this all happened? How has this unfolded? That's the question for me. And I do think there is a crisis at Man United currently at the moment. And there are so many things that are going on right now. Rashford's confidence is low. You can tell it. You saw it when he came on. He was not happy. And you can kind of delve into body language and all things like that. But I think one thing you could tell is he's not happy. He's not playing with a smile on his face. But I try not to delve down into to go too deep when you're looking at things like that, but he does look unhappy. And when he came on, he offered nothing against Man City. He wasn't really chasing the ball around. He came on, he just didn't really do anything. It was kind of a lackadaisical performance. You'd expect more from somebody like Rashford, a leader, and I love him as a player because I remember back in 2016 in the Euros when he was the man that we all saw, and he came on, and you think every time this guy's got something about him, and we all expected huge things from him. And I wouldn't say he's been a flop and he hasn't lived up to standards, but we still know he's got a higher ceiling. There's still more to him. And he's getting older now, and that's the thing. We'd expect more from him, and it's just a bit disappointed. He's 24 years old now. 24 years old. He's not somebody now that you'd say he's not a proper youngster. There are players coming through at United 4 or 5 years younger than him now. He's coming to that age now where he's got experience, and you expect him now to be consistent. And that's not what he's doing. There's no consistency. He's made nearly 50 appearances for England now. This guy, you'd expect a lot more. He said that he wants out. Supposedly, that's what reports are suggesting today and yesterday. I can't decide what I believe with this situation because obviously he's a United player right now, and I never like it when players are forcing moves out. And we've seen this quite a lot at Man United, players not being happy under Ralf Rangnick. But the thing is, it's gone stale, and I think it probably would be best for him to leave, to go elsewhere, whether it's a loan deal or whatever, or a permanent. There are a lot of clubs that I do think would benefit from a Marcus Rashford, and we all know a Marcus Rashford that is consistent on his day. We saw it seasons ago. Can be unstoppable. It's also another thing, where is his best position, but we could delve into that. So the clubs that I believe Marcus Rashford could be going to or potentially would suit, maybe an Everton. That's if they stay up, because obviously Everton, we link every player to Everton from the top 6. They do kind of play, they buy and get those players in that aren't good enough for the top 6, and we've seen that with Iwobi and other players like that, Delph, players that kind of fall up. I think that's an easy cop-out one, but one that I think could be very interesting is we've seen quite a lot of English players now going out abroad, maybe to Italy, or we've seen in Germany, but I think he'd really suit Roma. And right now, what Jose Mourinho is doing, he's got a few English players there now already. He's already got Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Tammy Abraham, and Tammy Abraham is flourishing there. And that's what I think could be interesting. He could be linked, and obviously, Chris Smalling as well, former player who played alongside Rashford. And I think it would really suit someone like that, kind of getting out the English media, get out the way, because you see that with a lot of players. Listen to a Kieran Trippier podcast. Yes, I know that was Spain, but he said that was the best thing about going to Atletico Madrid. The fact that you didn't have the pressure. You had the pressure obviously from that country, but the English media wasn't on your back. He kind of could go out there and kind of refresh and start over again. And that could be something that Rashford may need, because it's not working. Both parties aren't happy. Man United won't be happy with his performances, and he won't be happy with his game time currently at the moment. 18 games, you'd expect him to play a bit more, considering all things, and the fact that Rashford is such a good player, and he's had a lot of injuries in the last few seasons. That's why I think a fresh break could be huge for him. So obviously we've mentioned Roma, we've mentioned Everton. Another name that's been thrown into the hat is PSG. And now this one is a move that could really excite me. Apparently he is on the list. Fabrizio Romano has suggested that could be the replacement for Mbappe if he does go to Real Madrid. And that would be amazing to see. I think he would really flourish in the French league. He'd be playing for a side that would be giving him the ball. I'm not saying now when I compare the two, they're not on the same level, but Rashford has a similar kind of playing style. He's very creative on the ball, but he's very direct and he's got an eye for goal. So I'm not comparing the two because I know Mbappe is clear, but there could be that does make sense. I could see that. Yes, it's a bit of a downgrade, but how much would he go for? That's the point. How much do Man United value him at? Because currently it can't be that much because they're leaving out supposedly their main man against Man City. He's only played 18 games in the league this season. I can't decide. It's a very odd situation. It's something I never thought I'd see from Marcus Rashford because he's somebody who just bleeds Man United. You look at him and you know he's come through the ranks. So it's somebody you just expect to have stayed there. But it has gone sour. And right now, he's not the only player at Man United who wants out. There's a lot of players that have got question marks over their heads. A lot of players, contracts running out, players unhappy. And could that lead to anything? Because we also know that Marcus Rashford is very good friends with Lingard and Pogba. And both of those two are currently, as it stands at the moment, both going to be leaving on a free in the summer. So Rashford might want out. He doesn't look happy, and that's what you want to see as a neutral fan here. Not from a Man United perspective. Man United will want him to stay and get to his best. I presume most fans would probably want that. But from an outsider, you want to see him getting some first-team football. You want to see him flourishing, being the main man at a side. I don't think it helps that right now, Man United, that they're in turmoil. Everything around the club right now is quite negative, and I think he just wants to get out, a bit of positivity in his career, and then he can get back into that England side and become the player that we all expected, because we all had such high hopes for him. He's a great guy. He's great. He's very articulate in interviews. Obviously, he does great things off the field, but that's nothing to do with when we discuss in this video. But he's a well-respected and well-regarded footballer. It's just a shame that it's gone sour. Could it be he doesn't suit the system? Who knows? But right now, he didn't look happy on the weekend. Supposedly he wants to leave. And in a situation like this is where it gets interesting. Do Man United hold on to their asset in Marcus Rashford and try and hold it out and hopefully he comes good? Do they hold out and then he eventually just runs out his contract like we've seen with Pogba and Lingard? Or do they sell him and get cash? That is the problem. This is where it becomes a really interesting debate. Does Rashford deserve a move? Because when we look at this PSG move, has he really warranted that move? Like, can he really get that move? Because I don't think we've seen enough from him in the last maybe 2 seasons. So it's an interesting debate. But Marcus Rashford, supposedly, reportedly, across all news outlets, wants out of Man United, guys. So let me know, where do you think he should go? Do you think he should stay? What are your thoughts on the whole situation and this topic? Let me know in the comment section below. Smash that like button. It can't be good for Man United. Another prized asset, potentially unhappy and wants out. And adding to that long list of players who are currently unhappy. But guys, thank you for watching. Bucket Hat Sam, over and out. Thank you. Goodbye.